The rise of testosterone therapy for aging men is one of the clearest examples of how pharmaceutical marketing can manufacture a medical condition, blur the line between treatment and enhancement, and generate enormous profits by appealing to fear, insecurity, and the promise of restored youth. In the 2000s and especially the early 2010s, testosterone was rebranded, not as a hormone for specific medical deficiencies, but as a kind of miracle fix for the universal experience of aging. Fatigue, low libido, mood changes, reduced muscle mass, natural and expected changes for middle-aged men were recast as symptoms of a condition called low T, a conveniently vague and broadly defined disorder that could be diagnosed with little more than a blood test and a few self-reported feelings of malaise. This medicalization of aging did not emerge from clinical consensus or urgent public health need. It emerged from the boardrooms of pharmaceutical companies, which saw in testosterone a product with immense untapped potential. For decades, testosterone therapy had been a niche treatment, used primarily for men with hypogonadism, a rare condition involving clinically low testosterone levels caused by injury, congenital disorders, or pituitary dysfunction. But by reframing mild age-related hormonal decline as a treatable disease, drug makers dramatically expanded their customer base from a small group of truly deficient patients to a vast population of aging men who simply wanted to feel more like themselves. The marketing was aggressive and deeply strategic. Television ads, magazine spreads, and online quizzes portrayed tired, irritable men as victims of a hidden hormonal crisis, and testosterone therapy as the fast, modern solution. The phrase low T was invented, branded, and pushed into the public consciousness. Doctors were encouraged, often via industry-sponsored continuing medical education and sales rep visits, to screen more liberally for testosterone deficiency and to offer therapy even when lab values hovered at the low end of the normal range. Some men were prescribed testosterone without even meeting the formal diagnostic criteria. The results were explosive. Testosterone prescriptions in the US tripled between 2001 and 2011, with sales of gels, patches, injections, and implantable pellets surging past $2 billion annually. Clinics sprang up offering men's health, hormone optimization programs, and online telemedicine platforms began shipping testosterone kits directly to consumers. Aging itself was increasingly pathologized, no longer something to be accepted or navigated with lifestyle and perspective, but something to be chemically resisted. Yet as this testosterone boom unfolded, so too did the scientific scrutiny, and the cracks began to show. Evidence supporting the long-term benefits of testosterone therapy in older men without true hypogonadism was thin and inconclusive. While testosterone could improve libido and energy in some men, it didn't consistently improve quality of life, cognition, or mood in randomized controlled trials. Worse, emerging data raised serious concerns about cardiovascular safety. Several studies suggested increased risks of heart attack, stroke, and blood clots in older men receiving testosterone, particularly those with pre-existing conditions. In 2015, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, issued a warning that testosterone products were being overprescribed for age-related symptoms without adequate safety evidence. The agency required manufacturers to update labels to reflect potential cardiovascular risks and to clarify that testosterone was not approved for treating low testosterone levels due to aging alone. This should have been a turning point, but the momentum was hard to reverse. The narrative of rejuvenation had taken root, and many men, once started on testosterone therapy, found it psychologically or physically difficult to stop. What's most insidious is that the harms of testosterone overuse are not always immediate or dramatic. They accrue quietly, through increased hematocrit levels that raise stroke risk, through suppressed natural hormone production that leads to dependency, and through exacerbation of prostate conditions that may not be diagnosed until it's too late. And beyond the physiological risks lies a deeper cultural damage: the erosion of acceptance around aging itself, and the commodification of male identity into something that must be constantly medicated to remain vital. The testosterone therapy boom was not born out of breakthrough science. It was manufactured demand, expertly crafted to align with fears of decline and loss of masculinity. It is another case where marketing outpaced medicine, where hope was sold in place of evidence, and where billions were made by convincing men that normal aging is a disease to be fixed, not a stage to be understood. Today, while prescriptions have somewhat declined under regulatory pressure, the testosterone industry still thrives through direct-to-consumer platforms and anti-aging clinics. The business model remains intact. Offer a problem, provide a prescription, and profit from the illusion that we can outweat time with a needle or a gel. In the end, testosterone therapy for aging men is less about hormones than it is about how deeply medicine has been reshaped by marketing and how easily our natural biology can be monetized when dressed up as dysfunction.